Good morning, students. As this is our first lecture for your Information Technology in Banking and Insurance, Part 1, Semester 3, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Prajakta Tanavde, and I'll be teaching you this subject for Semester 3. So, we'll be starting with our Unit 1, Chapter 1. So, Unit 1 comprises of the Introduction to Electronic Commerce, in which your Chapter 1 is Evolution and Models. So, your whole Unit 1 is covered under these topics, that is e-commerce and framework, e-commerce and media convergence, anatomy of e-commerce applications, e-commerce consumer and organization applications. So these are the whole topics, overall topics of unit 1, which again are subdivided into chapters, that is chapter 1 and 2 and 3. So moving on with the introduction of e-commerce. By definition, e-commerce or electronic commerce is buying and selling of products or services via the internet. So whatever things we buy with the help of internet or with a network are termed as e-commerce or electronic commerce. For example, an online bill payment or purchasing from an e-retailer. E-retailer again means a seller who is doing his business over electronic website is called as an e-retailer. Online bills, nowadays we can pay any bill with online service, so its online bill payment can be an example of e-commerce website. So this e-commerce started in 1960 to 1982. 1982 to 1990, there was a decade in which, or years in which, they are bunched. And 1990s to present, currently we are in advanced technologies of e-commerce websites. So what is online e-commerce mega stores? In mid 90s to 2000 saw a major advancement in the commercial use of internet. So internet was a major hike which was being seen in an advancement in an growing stage. In 2000s till 90s to 2000, there was a very much advancement, upgradations in the commercial internet websites. The largest online retailer in the world, Amazon, launched in 1995 as an online bookstore. So the first was a website or online retailer in the world is Amazon, which was launched in the year 1995 as an online bookstore. You used to get only ebooks there. Currently, on Amazon offers not only books but DVDs, CDs, MP3 downloads, computer software, video, games, electronics, apparel, furniture, food, and toys. We can say any home usage, outside usage, technical usage, anything what we want, we get nowadays on Amazon. A unique characteristic of Amazon website is the user review feature that includes a rating scale to the rate a product. Nowadays we everybody are familiar with that. Amazon or any web application, that is website, has an star rating feature in which people try to give their rating according to their choice, so that the upgradation of the software becomes more easier or more betterment can be done into it, from which people can suggest the usage of websites. So that is the reason Amazon also has this review feature. In 2001, Amazon.com launched its first mobile commerce site. So in 1995, it started with an online bookstore. In 2001, it launched its first mobile commerce site also. Mobiles also started selling on that website. Another major success story of .com bubble was eBay, an online auction site that debuted in 1995. So in 1995, there was one more company which was coming into uh, the focus, which was eBay, which was an online auction, online selling of the products which we have at our home. Then other retailers like Flipkart, Snapdeal, Lenskart, Mintra, Pepperfry, and so on, these were also the retailers which had their own what we say agendas to sell the different products. Global e-commerce company PayPal began its services in 1998 and currently operates in 190 markets. So PayPal is one transaction company, that is online payment transaction company, which was introduced in the year 1998. It started its services and now it's in the 190 different markets. People have taken its franchisees for online transaction purposes. With social media growing exponentially in recent years, the conversation between businesses and consumers has become more engaging, making it easier for transactional exchanges to happen online. Yes, people are now growing in the media exponentially, very high level, but for that they require the touch to be done very easily as well as in some minute of time, and that is the reason e-market can be a very easy option for them to drive. So next is history of e-commerce in India. So how is the history gradually increased? When they say there was an advancement in the technology, how it increased? The term e-commerce was coined in the early 90s when internet became commercialized. When internet came into existence, certainly when internet was in advancement, e-commerce websites came into more socialization and users began flocking to participate in the world wide web. People started searching, people started surfing the internet with the help of www, that is world wide web. Internet was introduced in India in 1995. Internet was introduced in 1995 and the first wave of e-commerce started soon thereafter. As people started using internet, people started using the commercial e-commerce websites also, which were invented at that particular age. So in 1999, there was one company, that's one website which came for mailing purpose, that is rediff.com, and that is for shop and gift. Now that was a linking website which was a plain static website. Then in 2000 it was India Times Shopping which came into production. Then in 2000 there was one more, that is bazi.com and eBay. In 2002, there was IRCTC railway application. In 2003, there was Air Deccan for flight purposes. Then 2005, it was Make My Trip for all the bookings all over the world, wherever you want to go. Then 2006, there was Yatra.com, which was a competitor for Make My Trip. Then there was 2007, there was Book My Show for booking your movie tickets without going in the multiplexes. Then 2009 there was Myntra.com as well as MyDala.com, India's largest discount coupon website. So getting discounts on different websites, for which MyDala.com was introduced. Myntra.com is still now used. Again 2010 Snapdeal.com, 2011 Build a Bazaar and Groupon, and in 2012 Jabong.com, and 2013 Amazon.in and Grofers. So these were the websites which came into existence after year in the upgradation of your e-commerce business, as well as advantages of electronic commerce. So now when we talk about different websites, we have certain advantages of it. And what are those advantages? First one is global market. The greatest and the most important advantage of e-commerce is it enables a business concern to individual to reach the global market. They do not have to go everywhere and purchase everything. At sitting at one place, they can acquire the global market, they can search in the whole market, and by which they can assure that they can compare the things as well in the global market. It caters to the demands of both the national and the international market. Now here it caters means it combines both, that is your national market as well as international market. And as your business activities are no longer restricted by geographical boundaries, whenever you are sending an email, you do not have to restrict it that it is only going to till my nation. It is worldwide. You can send your mails everywhere wherever you want. You can send the products everywhere when you want, depending on the ISD cost or the that particular currency cost. Now 24/7 available. E-commerce websites are empowering you one particular facility which is 24/7. You can get up at any time, and you can just go on that website and just log in and just go and purchase. You can just go and surf, you can just go and search whatever you want. So that is called as 24/7 available. Wide range of products. You do not have only one single product of one choice. You have n number of comparisons for it, through which you can go and search for your products and make them available. As well, you have very different competitions as well, similar products, different products with the same price range. You can compare those products. Saves time. Shopping online is usually more convenient rather going in the market and purchasing it. So it saves time by just sitting and just doing a conventional shopping rather than going on to the market and purchasing things. As well, you can compare the prices so that it becomes more easy rather than bargaining in the actual market. Reduces cost. They give you a discount every time on the product. For business concern, e-commerce significantly cuts down the cost associated with marketing. So marketing requires a particular business funding. That is the reason the products are high in the actual market rather than on the online market. Then purchasing decisions. People come across reviews posted by other customers. Obviously, when people have different reviews on that products, people can go and search what is the quality of the product, and by that thing they can do and purchase decision whether I should take it or not. So these are the 6 advantages of electronic commerce. So what are the disadvantages? Lack of infrastructure and infrastructure, external infrastructure as well as infrastructure. Internet has still not touched the lives of great number of people, either due to the lack of knowledge or trust. Some people think that it is not actually good for their money to invest. Some people have trust issues over investing on online websites. So that is the reason, and people are lack of knowledge also some other time, that they do not know how to operate it or how to go through it. So that is the reason it can be a problem. Then perishable commodities. It is not suitable for perishable commodities like food items. Nowadays we are getting fresh items on internet, that is with the help of websites, but then still perishable products like food, then people prefer to shop in the conventional way, but then food is not the commodity or food is not the actual thing to purchase in the e-commerce websites. Then security. Somewhere security can be a problem wherein when you talk about websites, because the things they ask, the data they acquire from our surfing, that is your cache data, can be a problem sometimes for your mobile systems or from wherever you are logging in. Then system and data integrity, data protection and integrity. Obviously n number of people are using n number of things on the website, so there can be a problem of integrity also, that is people acquiring somebody else data. System scalability. A business develops an interactive interface with customers via a website. So there is a website which is going to be an interface for the user for surfing the data. After a while, statistically analysis determines whether visitors to the site are one time or recurring customers. Yes, if the person is using that particular website again and again, if the company expects a million of customers and 6 million show up website, performance is bound experience degradation, slowdown, and eventually loss of customers. So yes, obviously people are not using that website and the company is showing that yes, we have so many number of users logged in, but that is not going to happen. It is going to be system scalability. It gives you an experience of degradation and slow downs the experiences of the website. A good experience which a user gets can be slowed down. So system scalability also is a problem with lot of usage of products on the website. So basically this was our first lecture. So I have completed only 3 topics overall of this one chapter, that is evolution and models. If you do not understand anything, you can post on the group, you can ask for doubts as well. Thank you.